Okay, let's dive right in. When you think World Cup, Indonesia probably isn't the first name that springs to mind, right?
Not typically, no. But they actually have this really unique piece of history there.
Yeah. Get this, it kind of blew my mind. They were actually at a World Cup.
That's right, way back in 1938 as the Dutch East Indies. It was their only time.
Only time, and they didn't score a single goal, apparently.
Not one. Which makes their current achievement, well, even more striking.
Absolutely. Because fast forward to now, and they've just become the first ever ASEAN nation, Southeast Asian nation, to reach the fourth round of World Cup, qualifying for 2026.
It's a massive step, really unprecedented for them and the region.
It really is. So the big question is, how on earth did this happen? What's behind it? So that's our mission for you today. We're going to unpack what's fueled this pretty surprising journey.
Look at the challenges, too, because there are definitely hurdles ahead.
For sure. And we'll try to realistically gauge their actual chances, of making it to the World Cup finals in 2026. It's quite the story.
It really is. And a huge part of that story, maybe the main catalyst, is this strategic pivot they made.
You mean towards naturalized players?
Exactly. A heavy reliance on them. I mean, think about this. Back in March 2025, their provisional squad, 63% naturalized players.
Wow, 63%. That's a huge figure. Who are we talking about here? What impact are they having?
Well, you've got guys like Jay Adzes, a defender playing in Europe, Oli Romani, a forward. They bring a different level.
Different how? Is it just skill?
It's more than just technical skill, though that's part of it. It's mentality, professionalism, physicality, too. They can compete harder for longer. It's raised the whole team's game.
Okay, but it's not just about bringing players in from outside, is it? I read about a dual-track strategy.
Right, yeah. The PSSI, their FA, is smart about this. They are boosting grassroots stuff at the same time.
Like youth cups, new training centers.
Exactly. Things like the Andre Rosiard Youth Cup, getting FIFA support for facilities. It's about the long game, too.
So balancing immediate impact with future development.
Precisely. You need both. Naturalized players give you that lift now, but you have to build from the ground up for sustained success. Find homegrown talent. That takes time, of course.
Okay, let's talk about what we're actually seeing on the pitch then, because it seems like a bit of a mixed bag.
It is. You see these incredibly tight, crucial 1-0 wins at home.
Yeah, like against China, Bahrain, often just one goal deciding it, right? Like Romani scoring a penalty.
That home support is immense for them. And they've definitely improved defensively, become more disciplined.
But there's a but, isn't there?
Oh, yeah. When they step up against the really top Asian teams, it's a different story.
We saw those heavy defeats, didn't we? 5-1 against Australia.
And 6-0 against Japan. Those results, well, they expose a pretty significant gap.
A gap in what? Just quality?
Quality, tactics, maybe depth, execution under pressure. It's a fundamental difference when you play teams at that elite Asian level.
Right. Those results are a bit of a reality check then. So, given that gap still exists, what do the numbers say? What are their actual chances of pulling this off?
Okay, let's get specific. We've looked at the data, crunched the numbers. Indonesia's overall chance of qualifying for 2026, it's sitting at about 19.7%.
19.7%. Wow. Okay, that's not high.
Yeah.
Puts it in perspective.
It does. And if you break it down further, the chance of them qualifying directly, like winning their group in this fourth round, that's even lower, maybe around 15%.
So the more likely path, if it happens at all, is through the playoffs.
That seems to be the more, let's say, statistically plausible route. Still incredibly challenging, mind you.
And the draw for this next round doesn't help, does it? They're in pot 3.
No, it makes it tough. Pot 3 means they're guaranteed to face one team from pot 1. Qatar, Saudi Arabia, the big guns.
And one from pot 2 as well.
Yep, another strong side, maybe Iraq or the UAE. And here's another kicker.
Go on.
These games, they'll be played at neutral venues, confirmed as Qatar or Saudi Arabia.
So no more of that intense home crowd advantage that helped them scrape those 1-0 wins.
Exactly. That adds a whole other layer of difficulty. It takes away a key weapon for them.
Okay, so with the odds at roughly 1 in 5 and playing tough teams on neutral ground, how do they even begin to optimize this? What's the strategy now?
Well, based on how they've played, the analysis points to a few key things. First, defensive solidity is non-negotiable. They have to be incredibly hard to score against.
Double down on that discipline we saw in the home games.
Absolutely. And second, they need to maximize set pieces, corners, free kicks.
Right, because that's where they got some crucial goals, like Romani's penalty. It's an equalizer.
It can be, yeah. Against technically superior teams, set pieces are vital. Beyond tactics, though,
There's more.
there's the bigger picture. They really need to improve the quality of their domestic league, the I-League.
To create a stronger base of local players long term.
Exactly. Build more depth from within. And finally, under the coach, Patrick Kluivert, they need continuous work on the mental and physical side.
Handling the pressure of these massive games.
Immense pressure. World Cup qualifiers, neutral venues, everything on the line. Psychological strength is huge.
Okay, so let's wrap this up. Indonesia getting to this fourth round. It's genuinely remarkable. A historic moment for them, for Southeast Asia.
No doubt about it. Massive progress.
But those tougher opponents, the neutral grounds, and that fairly stark 19.7% probability, the mountain ahead is still massive.
It's definitely a long shot, but, even with those odds, this whole journey raises a fascinating question for the future, doesn't it?
What's that?
Is this just a flash in the pan? A one-off chance, fueled by this specific strategy? Or is this the start of something bigger? Could this lay the groundwork for Indonesia to become, a real consistent force in Asia? Maybe even finally get back to a World Cup properly someday.
A foundation for the future, perhaps. Something for you all to ponder as we watch Indonesia's next chapter unfold.